Happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Diane Phillips. Looking at our WTOL 11 plus weather forecast, we have a pretty good finale to what has been a fantastic week weather-wise. For today, our temperatures have been climbing towards those lower 80s, and that's right about where we're going to peak for our Friday. We'll see that we had those clouds early on this morning, hoping though to get a little more sun to really take over here for the rest of our evening. And that is also going to be that time frame, as just like we have been watching for a few isolated sprinkles. It's going to be very, very small chance that you get caught underneath a raindrop, but it is still in the forecast nonetheless. So just something to keep in mind if you're going to be around town, though I think many of us are going to have no problems with those early weekend plans. Tonight, we still have the Mud Hens that are in town. Happy to have them here for the weekend in this homestand. First pitch going to be a little bit later than what it has been during the week. Tonight, it's going to be at 7:05 p.m. Still taking on the Louisville Bats, and we have a little more of a cooler forecast than what we had here during the work week. By first pitch, temperatures will be in the upper 70s. And we've been working with that humidity, but even with those temperatures falling, we will still have a comfortable night at Fifth Third Field. So go Hens. Hopefully we will have a great homestand, and the weather should be there for that as well. Now, it's also not only baseball, but it's also football season. So we do have Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Big Board Friday. We'll have that coverage, of course, here on WTOL 11 plus. Plus, we're just going to continue to watch that on a lot of our platforms. By kickoff tonight at 7 o'clock, you'll have temperatures that'll be in the upper 70s, but it's still going to be a summer-like game, even with those temperatures cooling just into the lower 70s by the time we head towards the end of the game in that 9 o'clock hour. Dry weather for this week, but of course, always have that WTOL 11 weather app, not only for this Friday, but any of the Fridays that we have coming through the football season. Another activity downtown is the ProMedica concert series that we have in Promenade Park. Temperatures by the time that Casey and the Sunshine Band are going to be hitting the stage, we'll see those that are working their way through the 70s, and even could find some cooler temperatures into the 60s later on this evening, because you'll find that conditions, though we'll have the cloud cover here early on, conditions will start to clear for us. So partly cloudy skies even towards the later half of this evening are going to clear up, allowing those temperatures to fall a little bit, but still going to be a great night for those who are headed downtown. Now, even through the weekend, we have a lot of activities going on. Of course, at Metro Parks, always fantastic to spend some time there on the weekend. And we even have an extra event at Secor Metro Park, and that's going to be Bug Fest. That's going to be around 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it should be comfortable. Temperatures will be in the 70s there during that morning time frame, and we'll have a mix of clouds and sun, and we'll carry that for the remaining hours down in BG. We'll have Raleigh BG on Main. Temperatures will be through those 70s, working their way into the 80s by then, and looking forward to still keeping that mix of clouds and sun and no rain clouds in the forecast. Now, I know a lot of folks in the jazz community are going to love seeing this forecast. We are looking at dry weather on Sunday for the Glass City Jazz Fest. We'll have hot and dry air in place, so you can plan on still a little bit of that sticky feeling outside, but temperatures during the festival will be in the 80s, but getting close to that 90-degree mark as we are going to be looking at the dry forecast. I'm just happy to say, though, that after all the waterlogged weekends, that it's perfect timing that we finally see some drier weather. Even looking at a whole overview for the German American Festival, that's going to be taking place at Oak Shade Grove in Oregon. All weekend long, highs are going to be into the 80s, though we're forecasting temperatures towards 90 degrees on Sunday. Hopefully we just get a little more of a breeze to come off of the lake to keep us a little bit cooler on Sunday. Still not much of a cool down if highs are going to be into the upper 80s. So just keep that in mind, that it is going to be a warm festival day on Sunday if you're headed out then. Now, as far as the wet weather, it's going to be pretty quiet, though we have the isolated sprinkle for Friday. Saturday and Sunday, you won't really see a lot on radar here, but we are watching a system Sunday afternoon to start building in towards our west. So it's going to be early next week that this cold front is going to move in, and it is going to bring wet weather for Monday and Tuesday. So looking ahead into the future, hour by hour forecast has this system. It goes north of us, but that trailing cold front, that's going to be bringing us a chance for rainfall on Monday and Tuesday. You're looking on Monday about a 30% chance of rainfall, and by Tuesday a 40% chance of rainfall. But by Tuesday evening, that cold front has passed, and then we'll be switching things over to dry weather. Of course, as we keep an eye on any wet weather that we have, whether it's a sprinkle or a cold front bringing us rainfall, radar is always going to be a helpful tool to have for going to all those events that we highlighted the forecast for, and also keeping an eye on radar. That radar tab just at the bottom of the app, give that a tap. It'll zone into where you are, and you can keep an eye on any green that could be there. Plus, you'll have the full 10-day forecast and hourly conditions if you want to maybe plan to hop between events, so then you can have a lot of fun here in the 419 through the weekend. And as far as those 90s, they are still on tap, but we did make a slight change from Monday, dropping that down to 89 degrees. But Sunday, we're still at the 90, so we'll have a big bump in temperatures to get us out of the weekend and early next week. But that cold front that I was talking about with the rainfall, that's actually going to allow temperatures to tumble. So that moves through Monday, Tuesday time frame. And wow, leaves us in the mid to upper 70s for the middle of next week. So that'll be some of the cooler air that we haven't felt in a while. But it doesn't look like autumn's going to be here to stay. Some are still holding on tight. You will see towards Labor Day weekend that we're going to have that taste of summer, it looks like, for this year, with temperatures that are going to be in the low to mid 80s. Now, with talks of 90-degree days, we've had 21 of them so far this season. So 3 weeks of our summer, we've been seeing temperatures into the 90s or above. On average, we're a little bit high for the season because typically we see about 19 days at 90 degrees. So we're a little bit above that, but we're falling short of where we were last year. So that's a good sign for us. Last year we saw 30 days, so we are below that mark, and thankfully we're nowhere close to that record. Now, the humidity, that's been into play here for our Friday, and by Saturday that'll dip down just a little bit. So it'll still have somewhat of that humid feeling, but it won't be sticky like what we have today. The dew points do jump as we head into Sunday and Monday, so plan on that humid and sticky feeling to remain around town. But once that cold front comes through, that moisture that's there, it'll still leave a little bit of a stick in the air, but once the cold front is passed, that's when the forecast is going to be feeling a little more crisp and comfortable. And our wind speeds today, those have been out of the north, and we're going to continue to see that lake breeze kind of come into play for us even as we get settled into the weekend. Still not looking at breezy conditions that are too outlandish. Our wind speeds are going to be around 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that's just comfortable when you're around town. Just that light breeze to kind of help keep you cooled down a little bit. Looking at that extended forecast, of course, the 90-degree day on Sunday, that's eye-popping, but I'm really excited to share the dry weather with you for the weekend. Monday and Tuesday, that's when we are watching for that chance of showers and storms along that cold front. But like I said, once that door's open and the front is passed, the forecast turns quiet for us, and that's perfect timing considering, yes, finally in sight on our 10-day forecast is Labor Day weekend. It looks like right now temperatures are going to be back into those 80s, even mid-80s, but we'll really enjoy doing a little bit of camping with dry weather towards Labor Day. Of course, keep an eye on that forecast. If you do have plans, you always have a look at the next 10 days with the WTOL 11 weather app.